Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, January 19th. Well, earlier this week we talked about a couple of late week threats coming our way, and sure enough, the first system will affect us tonight, and then a more important system will affect us Friday night and Saturday. There are actually two different styles of storms here. The first one is a fast-moving clipper with limited moisture that will throw a little bit of snow our way overnight tonight. The second system will come out of the south and will have quite a bit more moisture, but temperatures will be borderline between rain and snow. However, the current trend in the computer forecast models is for a little bit colder, a little bit more snowy of a solution for Friday night and Saturday, and accumulations are quite likely from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border points north and east, and could even be some plowable snow to fall Friday night into early Saturday in much of the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, let's take a look at the latest surface map. First of all, we still have high pressure sitting along the east coast, but upstream we have this clipper system now just north of the Great Lakes region. It's dropped southeast out of central Canada on its way into southeastern Canada. However, it will swing this cold front through the region tonight. Now, this should spark snow shower activity, again, primarily from the Pennsylvania-Maryland border north and east. Now, there can be some flurries across the D.C. region, but there can be a light coating to an inch or so north of the Mason-Dixon line. Philadelphia, it should be primarily a 6 p.m. to midnight type event. In the New York City region, 9 p.m. to about 3 a.m. Now, notice behind this front there is a high pressure, a pretty strong high pressure system here in the northern plains, and that will play a key role in the upcoming weekend event. Well, let's take a quick look at the radar loop. This is over the Midwest because that is where the precipitation is, all in the form of snow from this clipper and cold front system. Again, it's moving to the east. Now, most of it will fall in the Appalachians and to points north and west. However, enough moisture should make it across the mountains to give points from the Mason-Dixon line on north and east some snow shower activity during the evening and the early part of the overnight hours. And again, snow flurries can certainly make it all the way down into the Washington, D.C. region later on today and tonight. Well, let's go through some GFS forecast maps for the next couple of days, the next couple of events. This is for about midnight tonight, and here by this time the clipper has moved a little bit towards southeastern Canada on its way up to the north and east, but again, it's swinging a cold front right through the Mid-Atlantic region, and there's enough moisture associated with this system to make it across the mountains for the most part, and there should be some snow shower activity, basically Pennsylvania, Maryland on north and east, and maybe even some slick spots and light accumulation of a coating to an inch or so. Now, that high pressure area that's over the northern plains is by middle part of tonight moving over to the western part of the Great Lakes region, and that will play a key role in our weekend weather. Well, here's the GFS forecast map for tomorrow evening, Friday evening, and here's that strong high pressure area now over the northern part of New England. Now, one of the many things I learned from my great faculty advisor at Penn State, Dr. John Kerr, was pay attention to a strong high to the north here in the Mid-Atlantic region during the wintertime. It plays a crucial role. What it does is it anchors into the cold air, and it often leads to a colder solution in the models. And sure enough, we have the models now. There's a trend in the models now to a little bit colder, a little bit more snowy of a solution, as the high that's depicted by the models is actually a little bit stronger and stronger as we get closer to the event. So we'll have to monitor that trend. But again, a high to the north spells trouble in the Mid-Atlantic region, and sure enough, the little dip right here in this blue temperature line is indicative of what is called cold air damming. The cold air locks up kind of east of the Appalachian Mountains, and it's hard to dislodge, and sure enough, we have a lot of moisture headed our way from the middle part of the country and the south, with that cold air stuck in place thanks to that high pressure system to the north. Now let's jump ahead to Saturday morning. Here's that high, still sitting there in the northern part of New England, a crucial player in this weather, and that rain-snow line has only moved as far north as the Mason-Dixon line, with a lot of precipitation already breaking out. I expect snow to develop after midnight, basically, in the Philadelphia, New York City region Friday night into Saturday morning. There can be some snow in the Washington, D.C. area as well tomorrow night, but south of the Mason-Dixon line, that should mix over to sleet and then ultimately rain. Now, north of the Mason-Dixon line, it's going to have quite a bit of trouble, and there'll be a slower transition to a wintry mix from Philadelphia north and east to New York City. And there should be some slick spots and some accumulating snow from Friday night into early Saturday, and then it's likely to mix with or change over to sleet and rain in Philadelphia and New York City. It's not a guarantee anymore, and we'll see what the models do over the next 24 hours or so. But again, this high is a little bit stronger and a little bit colder, leading to a little bit colder of a solution. In areas where it's all snow, there could be a snowfall of around 3 to 6 inch range Friday night and Saturday. So we'll focus in on that over the next 24 hours. But a light accumulation tonight, especially from Pennsylvania, Maryland on north and east, and then a more substantial snow accumulation possible, again, especially from Pennsylvania, Maryland border north and east, Friday night into early Saturday, which ultimately can mix with or change over to sleet and rain. But we'll focus in on that after this first event passes on by tonight. So for the SIweather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.